Alrighty, welcome to episode 4 of Lorcana's Lost Chapters. I am your host, Chad Lavola, and with me always is Dalco Phipps,
Apple Pips.
my man. Welcome everybody. We have quite a bit to talk about. We had an extravagant adventure this past weekend. For those that don't know, Dalco is engaged. He's getting married. He's getting hitched. He's tying the knot. He is making vows before God. He is getting a ball and chain. And they had their bachelorette party this weekend, and they had it in Charleston, South Carolina. TMI, but my wife also had gone down to the bachelorette trip, but I tried to find any excuse to go down and see my boy, as well as play some tournaments, and it all worked out perfectly. We went down on Friday, got into Charleston, dropped my beautiful wife off in Charleston, and headed straight down to Dalco in Georgia, Florida Georgia line.
Yep.
Uh, we were able to get two set championships out of the way. It was Saturday and Sunday, so that was pretty exciting to be able to do. Um, what happened?
It was a great time altogether. You got to come down. We got to do some deck testing the night before with my friend Zach, uh, determining what we're going to play. I think Saturday I took Purple Steel, which I just wanted to try the deck. I haven't played it this set. Everyone's saying it's the best deck, even I do. So I got in there and played it. And a whole bunch of Blue Steel showed up, so it wasn't a fun time. But this was at Deep Dive in Kingsland, Georgia. And what did you take, Chad?
I actually was trying to play something different, but then I just went to my roots and played dogs, and we were able to come out with a mat. It was a great time. I will say my only loss was actually to Zach. And for those of you that want to know what beats dogs, it's Red Steel. Zach brought Red Steel to a set championships. I got paired up against him, and it was my only loss. And it was very rough. I actually didn't think it was going to be that bad, but it turned out to be a pretty bad. He definitely, I mean, like, he dangled the carrot in front of me in one of the games, and I could have sworn I had seen light at the end of the tunnel, and it was false hopes. It was definitely not. It was not good. He was able to attack ready characters. He was able to gain a crap ton of lore with Mushu. Everything he played was 3 and 4 and above. It was just it was nuts. It was nuts. But it was definitely a good time. Deep Dive was a great time, great environment. So that was always fun. We were able to take home a mat, which is amazing. We were able to celebrate, go out to eat, enjoy a little bit of the Kingsland, Georgia. Go home, test out some new decks. Definitely did not want to take Purple Steel or Dogs, so we went back into the lab, conjured up some other things, and I came from Sunday. Sunday came. We went to Battlegrounds.
Camden Battlegrounds, an
Camden
amazing store.
Battlegrounds. Amazing store. Amazing people. Huge store. Loved it. Actually, at the end of the video, what we did is we kind of did a little of like a day-to-day kind of deal for the weekend. Definitely stay tuned for that. But what ended up happening there?
Sunday, I went back to my DLC deck list, which was Blue Steel. It's what I felt the most comfortable on, and I really wanted to secure a mat for this champs. So I did. Took Blue Steel and ended up getting it all the way. I had one loss throughout the day. Of course, it was Purple Steel, and great player. Just lose the dice roll. Sometimes it feels bad. They get underneath you.
Yes, absolutely.
What
And
about you?
I ended up taking blue green, and I pretty much had Fungus's deck list Definitely swapped out a card. Didn't think I was going to see too many other mirror matches, so I ended up taking Ben of my will out and put Stop Chaos in his tracks. And I will say that was the wrong choice in a couple of the matches. I ended up also losing to Purple Steel. Definitely looked at that card when I drew it and was like, if this was a Ben of my will, this would be absolutely insane. And it definitely did cost me the game. But all in all, we ended up getting first and second, and you were able to secure a mat.
Matt, I know both of us getting a win on the weekend. It felt amazing, I'll say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely worked out. It was kind of like the dream team in a sense of just being able to go, Saturday securing the mat for again one of us, and that was the plan going into it. Was I wanted to win one. I wanted you to win one, and again, it was just a great experience overall. Great weekend. Loved it. Another thing too was we had someone else secure their own mat as well on
Let's go,
Saturday.
Brandon.
Brandon also got his set championship, and he was also on Blue Steel. He played two.
Sonic Boom.
Yes, he played Sonic Boom. He went against two blue greens, top four, top two. Um, and was able to pull it out. Ian also got his second place as well. Shout out to Ian. But I'm grateful to be able to see, the lost chapters being able to pull out their weekends with W's and pulling home mats as well. So that was absolutely amazing. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Ian as well for coming in second. And I couldn't ask for anything more. Fantastic weekend. Another thing that's going to be going on here pretty soon is uh, another set champs for this weekend. Um, do you have anything kind of planned out for this weekend?
I'm probably only doing one if we get down to Jacksonville. I think there's a couple down there. But if I go down, since I already got a mat, I'm probably gonna play something fun, just have a good time, hang out with friends. Taking blue yellow. It's a fun deck. It beats up on
Mm,
blue green and purple steel, so hopefully I just see those matchups and no aggro throughout the day.
yeah, that was one of the decks that we ended up testing out. We saw the deck list online. Actually, here we can pull it up as well. We tested out this deck Saturday night. Actually
Yep.
Friday. I think it was, yeah, it was Saturday night.
You
Not
made it Friday.
Yes, I definitely did, and I was like, man, this is definitely a fun deck. It looks amazing. And then the more I just stared at it, I was like, this deck just beats purple steel, and I think it also has a good matchup into green blue. And this actually was the same deck list from DLC. Josh Palmer played it. Watched him pilot it. It was super fun. We definitely put it together, and this is definitely going to be the weekend deck that we will be playing both. Not in the same set championships, but I'm very curious and very excited to see how it works out. Cheech is insane. I love being able to draw the Nick Wilds. Actually stops everything aggro related. First stared at this card and I was like, I don't know about this, but through test plays, I was definitely 180 changed my mind. This is a cracked out card
Oh, yeah.
actually. um, Again with the basils, Chicha's being able to draw the card. Ludwig is an amazing card, and you can do some cool stuff with it with Chicha. Pulls out the strengths, pulls out and he hurled his thunderbolts when it comes down to the purple steel matchups. Um, Being able to trade whenever you put in the support with it. Against Blue Green, you're able to rip out some of the songs as well. Ian, it feels great going first and playing like turn one Nick Wild, Basil, and turn two Ludwig, and you rip out a sail and they have no other ramp. It really does. I mean, it's like a wow factor. And then again, if you were to go Chicha turn two and you follow it up with a Mickey, just being able to ramp off of the top of your deck, not losing cards in your hand and drawing a card, it just feels amazing. Um, the genie vanilla, but this thing actually has that small little text right there that says detective. It's a big body. I mean, this thing is definitely a big beluga whale. Uh,
And you
but
run two of the ink runners, so it makes it evasive whenever you need to answer it.
I
So it
mean,
answers those genies, those Dumbos. It gets it done.
and it also has so much more of the answers on the world's greatest criminal mastermind and the horseman strikes. I mean, you can do cool combos with just boosting with your basil or chicha to like a cobra or even Cheshire
Cheshire
Cat.
Cat.
Yep, and then just World's Greatest Criminal Mastermind. It also deals already with the shifted Clarabelles. You can boost it with the Hades and take out Hades. Uh, Both of these are also killing the shifted Phillips. I mean, it's a super fun deck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely enjoying. I've enjoyed playing it. So definitely looking forward to this weekend coming up and being able to bring this, and we'll be able to talk about it on the next episode. See how we all did. But another thing that we can talk about, and I think this is probably the biggest thing since it had happened today, is going to be the spoilers. We have seen,
Forecast.
I mean, holy cow, we have seen some really, really neat stuff. I'm excited. I don't know if you're excited.
Oh yeah.
There are some cards that definitely do already just stand out to me in general. I mean, we can go down the list. Just even starting from the top, even with Beast, this card's a 2 cost rush. Whenever this card challenges, if he's at a location, he takes no damage. That's actually pretty cool. I definitely already get the feeling that there's going to be a lot more locations coming out in this set, which is super cool.
Absolutely.
Definitely look forward to seeing what else is going to be coming out when it comes down to locations. But I mean, we can just jump right into some of the cooler ones. The White Rabbit. This card says if this is your first turn and you're not the first player, you can pay 1 less to play this character. It's
Underdog
evasive.
keyword there. I think each color is supposed to get an underdog effect. That way you always have an advantage no matter what color you're playing.
Yep. And we actually saw earlier with the Angel, which I'm excited for. This character is one that comes out as a 1 drop 2/2, but it's a Singer 3. And that's very impressive to see if we actually get songs out of this set, or it also is pretty neat to see what it does in Infinity as well. Um,
Hmm. I think it opens up a lot of lines for Under the Sea as well with that 3 cost Singer 5. That's just
Huge.
something I think people are going to cook up.
Absolutely. Pocahontas is another one that I'm actually super excited about. This one says whenever you play this character, if you use the shift ability to play her and none of your characters were challenged this turn, i.e., anything Amber Steel aggro, I just turned all of my cards sideways. If you shifted her, characters can't challenge until the start of your next turn. I mean, it's like a fog in Magic, which is, I mean, this could be a crucial card to play down and stare at someone, gain 7 lore, and know that everything is protected and you're going to pretty much quest out for game next turn. Definitely curious to see which other Pocahontas come out to see what the shift target is going to be, but a 3 shift target is pretty neat. Everyone's kind of jumping for joy on the Ohana means family. Ohana
Beautiful
means
enchanted, by the
family.
way.
Absolutely. It's pretty much just the Rapunzel effect. Remove all damage from chosen character of yours. Draw a card for each 1 damage removed this way. It's not a song. I think that would have been broken. um,
I agree.
but the art for the Enchanted is beautiful. Same thing with the Tinkerbell. This one will be the set championships promo, and it looks amazing. But also, it's a
It
very neat
does.
card as well. Um, while you have 4 or more cards in your hand, this character gains evasive. And while you have 7 or more cards in your hand, this character ends up questing for 4. Very interesting. Very interesting card. Genie as well, super interesting. Boosted 1, this character gets +1 lore for each card under him. It's a 3/4 for 3. There are new cards that are coming out that helps the boost effect, like the Donald Duck. This is also one of those cool cards that I am looking forward to seeing what it really does to the format on Boost. Um, it
I
says
think
when,
Boost is just going to be super strong next set. I mean,
oh my
there's already a
gosh.
lot of good green cards that and yellow cards that add boost effects to cards just on play. So if you're able to do these on curve, especially stuff like Donald Duck out, it is just going to be so powerful.
I mean, green. It just screams green purple to me.
I agree.
Um, Whenever you use your boost ability of a character, you may put the top card of your deck under them face down. So you get a double boost. You get 2 cards instead of 1 going underneath. And the second effect is saying during your opponent's turn, Whenever one of your characters is banished, you may draw a card for each card under them. So if you kill a card and it has 3 cards under him, you're drawing 3 cards, which I think in this format, the more cards you have in the hand, the scarier it is, and especially in green purple. I can even
Absolutely. I mean, it's
can you
just the draw engine is going to be crazy in green purple.
yeah, can you see like
Flynn
gathering
Rider,
knowledges?
Cheshire Cat.
Gathering knowledges, just like go green purple burn mixed with boost. I mean, I think it can get there. I don't think it might mesh as well. I think it's one or the other, but who knows? Flynn Rider, like you said, we have some cards already in this set that's already doing some stuff. That's playing it, putting a card underneath another card already. Um,
And
it
just so we're tracking, Cheshire Cat says whenever you put a card under this character, so Donald triggers that twice. I can't believe I just thought about that. Sorry.
it, dude, it's busted. It's actually busted. We're making the best card in the format right now out of this last set even more busted. Oh man, I'm excited. I don't know if you are. I'm
I'm
excited.
very excited. I think it's just going to open up so many more deck avenues instead of just the standard decks we're used to seeing. There's going to be probably a lot more aggro, but just ways to control the board. And it's going to make cards like Hades, I think that puts anything into the inkwell just so much less valuable.
Oh, absolutely. And I think in the next format, I can see what you're saying with aggro. If decks are going to that point where they're trying to slow down the meta in competitive play, the way that you combat that is playing, faster paced decks. So that is, I mean, that's a big brain move in general going into bigger tournaments. Sad part is the only tournaments you're really going to be going for is either CCQ or, um, you know, we have other set championships going on. Maybe 5, 10Ks, things in that nature. At least we still have Charlies in a sense when it comes down to competitive play for bigger tournaments in PPG. So that's actually somewhat kind of nice. But even this goofy card, I mean, just boosting for 2. But it says whenever this card is banished, each opponent chooses and discards a card for each card that was under him. Again, you're getting some sort of synergetic when it comes down to multiple cards being underneath another card. Uh, Again, I'm actually excited. I'm
No,
really.
it's just
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something
it's
pretty
just so
pretty
refreshing to see
impressive.
them going and bringing you a good keyword, and it's actually going to be effective in competitive play.
Oh, absolutely. And they definitely did a good job coming from this set into the new set because, like you said, they have cards like Cheshire Cat that reads specifically when a card is put underneath this card. You're getting multiple different effects. Um, Snowball Fight, though, definitely super excited about this one too, just because Discard is back. In my opinion, Discard is potentially back, without the Prince John, of course.
Hopefully not, Prince John. Please do not reprint.
I would. Ah, my gosh, they would never do that. That card is just too busted. I mean, you already got people sitting here talking so crazy about bans and bringing that up and talking if they're gonna have a ban list prior to DLC Indianapolis, which I just think is ridiculous. Again, I don't think that bans need to be a thing, preferably.
Not for Infinity.
No, I think that that's the whole purpose of being able to play into that format is saying, hey, we can all do busted things. You can't look at one card. You can't look at you just can't look at one card and say that card is absolutely broken, because other cards are just as broken. We're all doing broken things. It just goes down to who else. If I'm having fun, that means that I'm doing broken things and you're not. And if you're doing broken things and I'm not having fun, then it's how that format's actually going to end up working out. Um,
And in core constructed, that's made up by the dice roll usually.
100%. Right, and I think that they were trying to do something right with slowing down the games, but I don't like what they did with the plans. Because when they make these sets, they make them, 3, 4 months in advance. They already have 2 sets that they were already bringing out, and then they brought in the band hammer, which they kind of just cross their fingers and hope it was going to work out the way that they wanted them to work out. They already had cards planned to be brought in with other cards being made prior to the Haram and Fortisphere bans, and then the rotation happened as well. So I do think it was a little finicky at first. Uh, but with Snowball, going back on topic, Snowball fight, each opponent chooses and discards a card. If you have a character with evasive in play, gain 1 lore. I do like the second portion of it. It comes down to a little bit of burn. I don't think that one's really necessary. But it's just the fact that you're saying each opponent chooses and discards a card. It's a way to discard for 2, which is nice. Again, action, not
And
song,
inkable.
and very inkable. I think this card is one of my favorites because this should have been a thing
Okay.
way beforehand. Freeze the Vine. We now have a way to um, get rid of locations.
Locations.
And I think that was
Not a huge part of the meta, but I think they will be in this new set.
so far the way that they're going about it in printing all of the locations. We needed to have a way to get rid of locations. Even previously, beforehand, it was
Maui
playing.
or bust.
And if you played against like the locations deck at first when it first came out, it was kind of ridiculous playing a like a mine first and then playing John Silver and the next turn playing 4 other locations, and the dude has a +5 resist, and there's no
30
way to
willpower
actually
on the
get rid of
board.
it. Yeah, no way. Um, let's see here. Hold on 1 second. We're having technical difficulties.
That's
Musha
okay. I can
report.
also talk about the IPs that are coming in. We have this next set. We got Fox and the Hound. Very excited. Pocahontas, looking beautiful. That's the
I,
iconic. Is going to be the Pocahontas and the Moana.
okay, so Fox and the Hound. I do like it. I do like it. One
Some
of the
more gargoyles.
There were a couple other sneak peeks that I don't know if we want to bring up because we got some insider information
For
for
which one?
the what is it called? The Enchanted.
Oh, the Enchanted. The only ones I saw so far were the Pocahontas and the two Iconics.
No, I'm talking about like in the future Enchanted.
Oh yes. Well, it was kind of already spoiled. They showed the two mats for set 12. One is a Brave, so we're gonna get the new Brave IP, and the second one was a card with a peanut on it, known as Super Goof, which is an old
Mm,
Enchanted. So if you're a big Red fan, love you some Super Goof, now's the time to buy. Because if
you
they're putting it on a playmat, they're probably bringing it back.
Absolutely. Definitely going to be bringing that back. You heard it here first. I'm telling you right now, if you're a big brain man like my man over here with Dalco Phipps, you buy your Super Goofs now. It's definitely a great investment. I think we already looked up the play sets. I think they're going for $38 a piece. You can get them anywhere around $30 to $40. So you're looking at like 150, 160 when it comes down to shipping and all that good stuff on TCG Player. Uh, the way I look at it is that's going to go back up to a $100 card. So if you buy a playset now, you buy it for $100.50, and you sell 2 of them, you already got your money back, and you can get rid of them again to make the profit. I mean, I'm just saying, big brain moves.
But we are not a financial channel,
Absolutely
so do
not.
that
Not
at your
telling
own
you
risk.
what to do. We can talk about crypto. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but again, going back on topic, freeze the vine. Banish all items, draw 2 cards, then choose and discard a card. This card is cracked. I am a huge fan of this card. It doesn't even have to see play next format. We don't even need locations in my opinion. But the fact that we actually have a way now of being able to banish all locations without challenging is absolutely required in
It's just a
this.
great tech card to have in case that deck does get prevalent.
Absolutely. And again, like the being able to have multiple locations and just stare at them, even if they are at like 4 health, you still need multiple characters if they have multiple different locations. And back in the day, when you slapped down Queen's Castle library, and you just kind of looked at it and you were like, I might have a Maui, but I can't get
That
rid of
doesn't
I can't get rid of them all. If
absolutely.
I was playing blue, the hideaway only was 1 card. You still needed multiple ones. Or even if you're bringing up the McDuck Manors, again, just Freeze the Vine, big
Speaking
fan
of
of
blue,
it.
though, can you pull up the new blue card that is going to
Change the whole
absolutely
way.
dominate with Cinderella
Oh
being a
man,
princess and all?
this card already has people just. I mean, I was on X and they already have like several different posts about how the term ink a card goes into effect now because of this card. Moana Curious Explorer literally is going to change. I mean, like, first of all, wow.
It's beautiful. You got hey hey on the shoulder. That card should already be worth $40.
And it's not even the enchanted. It literally being a 5-drop 4/4 that quests for 2 is already a problem, in my personal opinion, because it's on curve. And being
And
able
it's a
just to.
princess.
Exactly. Reading, you can ink cards from your discard. The reason why I was bringing up the ruling was because they were saying if this card was out, how do you think that this interaction should work? Moana's
Um,
on the field. I play Sail the Azurite Sea. I draw my
it
card.
says you can ink an additional card, so you can use her effect to ink the additional card from your discard.
All right, new scenario. I play Sail the Azurite Sea. There's no cards in my discard. I draw my card. Sail goes to the discard. What can I ink?
You can ink that sail.
That is absolutely crazy. I play Tipo, and I have a card in my inkwell with this character on the field. Where can I ink it from?
Wait, sorry. Say that again. You said with Tipo's effect?
Absolutely.
I did not even think about that.
I do. That was a trick question because I'm pretty sure that it definitely does say
Tipo
that.
says from hand.
Yes, it does. It definitely says you can put an
Okay,
additional
I
ink
was
from
looking up
your
right now.
hand. You can put it
I
from
was
your
like, wait,
hand,
what?
face down, exerted. Trick question. But let's bring
Luffy.
up the Cinderella. You go Cinderella, turn 3, turn 4, you play this card. You have Cinderella out. We have a special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. It is none
All right, there
other
was someone
than
outside.
the famous dog
Luffy the
himself,
corgi.
Luffy the Corgi. Give it up for Luffy. Such a good boy. Such a good boy. Where's Hudson? Being able to play
That's why
Moana,
we play
though.
dogs, folks.
Oh, that's why all of my deck lists, if I'm playing dogs, you'll know if I'm playing dogs in a big tournament just because my deck list name is Hudson's deck list. Uh, but neither here nor there. I definitely do play dogs because I have a dog. That's a fact. But going back to Moana, having Cindy playing this card, being able to ink a card from your discard to draw a card. What? That's broken. That is
Very much
broken.
so.
How many people are already going to come out and just be like, Moana needs to be banned? I just can't even. I can't even, man.
Well, just to clarify, Cinderella also says from your hand.
Oh, does it really?
Yes, but
Oh,
it
okay.
is on curve after Cinderella, so that is good.
Well, see, and again, that goes back to does it get around it? It says from your hand, but it does say that you can ink cards from your discard.
Yeah, but I think you still have to follow the effect in full.
Hmm. That is a good point. I am very curious on that. I actually do not know. My magic brain is telling me that it becomes errated and I can still pull lands from my graveyard. This is why I
I
love
don't think it's gonna
Magic.
work like that. I hope it doesn't work like that.
I mean, I'm just saying. This is why I love Magic, though. If it works like that, that's actually going to be kind of crazy. Just saying.
Oh, Gantu,
Another crazy
for all
card, in
those
my opinion.
aggro players out there,
When you play this character,
Doc
choose
stock is going up.
and discard one card. One for a 3/3 body. This is insane.
I
This is
agree.
this isn't as broken as Bell, though. Bell was only good because of Popsicle Fortisphere. But being able to discard a card, I definitely do like the filter aspect of things and being able to clog up your hand. Same thing with the next one. It's going to be Angel. What's your opinion on this card?
Well, first, I would just point out that it's an alien, so I think them adding more aliens, there's good locations and synergies with Lilo that have to deal with aliens. So that I'm going to see more alien taglines, but the effect, the resist to no cards in hand, sure. I don't think that's the best in the world. Could be a problem for late game if you're trying to deal with it. But to discard a card and just do 2 damage,
Pretty good.
that effect is amazing.
I think this paired up with the
Because that's
Lilo.
on play. That's not, this card doesn't need to dry to do this effect.
Nope. Right when it comes out, discard a card, deal 2 damage, and that can happen every turn. So that is a pretty draw play disparity scary scenario. Speaking with other aliens, you get Dr. Hamsterville bringing up the aliens. I like it. It definitely says for each alien character in your discard, you may pay 1 less to play this character, and when you play this character, choosing opposing character can't challenge during their next turn. I'm not saying that this is a great card, but it's just the fact that you can now play Dr. Hamsterville, and he's an alien.
And the villain.
I actually look more forward to the like the alien archetypes. I like archetypes. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Floodborn,
It seems like that's the way they're going with deck building is through more archetypes, like princesses, aliens, and I hope that's how it goes because now we only have the Lady in the Trap deck. That's pretty much the only theme deck we have.
right. They did really good with brooms at first, and then that fell off. They just totally gave up on it. They had great ideas for like Floodborns with like the hero, even like Big Hero 6 kind of like had to play in that, and then they just totally just got no support whatsoever. I like the Floodborn aspect of things, and then they just totally kicked that to the curve. Very disappointing on that. Again, Scrooge McDuck is another one that we could even talk about when it comes down to putting cards underneath other cards. Cool part about this is it actually gives ward and it has a shift target, which is pretty neat, as well as it's inkable. But again, being able to bring back that whole mechanic of putting a card from the top of your deck face down under your other characters, and this one is each of your other characters instead of specific ones. I could see something with blue green. Maybe. I don't know. Again, that deck is already a
Hopefully not.
toolbox. You could the endless things you can do with that deck is already kind of crazy. We did talk about Willie the Giant, one of our previous ones. Same thing with the Graveyard of Christmas Future. Else is actually pretty new as well. Mickey. The Elsa though, I thought was a little neat.
We need better red cards. Let's bring it back.
I do think that red needs a little bit more support. Again, it's like the dead last when it comes down to what you can and can't play with. I mean, it's pretty sad. Um, you know, but this card it is pretty neat. Again, shift target, that's kind of cool. When you play this character and whenever you play a location, you may exert character with 3 or less. This gets you again into that whole challenging and turning cards exerted. The most busted card right now in the format is Elsa. I mean, purple Elsa is busted with the effect of just being able to exert characters. So I do think that this is at least a little bit more fair, just because you gotta get her on the board, and then she can use the effect totally fine. I just do also think again when it says this character is at a location she gets 4 lore. That's kind of crazy. So you definitely good signs for more locations coming out.
Maybe get paired with the Sleepy Hollow combo that was almost a deck this set. I
Hmm.
know there's some great things in red with Sleepy Hollow, so maybe Elsa can be tied into that.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like it a lot. Um, but when it comes down to Jumba, Jumba Jukiba, Jumba Jukiba. I think that's how you say it.
I have no idea.
I also have no idea. Um, but we all know it as Jamba. This is also a pretty new, neat little card. Stitch is another one. Oh, I didn't even talk about this. This is probably actually my favorite one so far. Let's see if this bad boy is going to actually load up for me. Timon. I'm a huge fan of this card.
Oh, is it a discard one?
Absolutely. It's 3 drop uninkable, totally fine by me, but when you play this character, chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of my choice. It's a
So
better.
Mowgli into Timon.
Yes, it sounds pretty good in my opinion. being a 3 drop and an uninkable, it is a little rough. But again, I think that any card that allows you to look at your opponent's hand and chooses a card, aka Ursula, is pretty good. A walking bare necessities, if you will. Super excited about this card. Maybe could be played in dogs. Maybe. 3 drops a little much though. What do you think about Grandma Tala? Let's see if this one's going to load up for me as well. This one should be the 12 drop. Yep. 12 drop, uninkable, 6/6, quest for 2. For each card in your inkwell, you may pay 1 less to play this character.
I mean, by the time you're at 6 ink and you have 6 cards in your discard, is a 6/6 the quest for 2 really worth it?
I don't think so. I think you could probably play more vanilla cards. Like they're like
Yeah.
they came out with like 4/7s and things in that nature. I mean, even the genie. I think it's a
You're
cool
playing cards like
card.
Robin Hood that are putting cards in your discard. If that's the strategy of the deck, then I could see maybe a spot for this. But it is an inkable, which I think really holds this card back.
Yeah, I will say it's a pretty card though.
Yeah, low Grammatala
Yeah, I definitely do like the new borders too that they're giving out for like the
promos.
LGCs. Yeah, I definitely think that that's actually super neat, super neat. Um, I know they've came out with a couple other reveals. I don't know if you had watched it today as well, but I wasn't able to find most of them in time for this. But definitely
That's
excited
all right.
for the
Get us
next
something to talk
set.
about next podcast.
But speaking of podcasts, the previous one we ended up talking about cheaters.
Mm.
It seems
Hate him in Lorcana.
that we might have actually gotten a little bit more insight and tea on Quincy as well.
Ooh.
Quincy not only went against one cheater at DLC Richmond, he went against 2 cheaters.
How
His
unlucky can you be?
It's actually pretty impressive that these guys end up doing some of the things that they do. If those that don't know, uh, this guy right here, Nathaniel Shanini,
I have no idea.
Nathaniel Shanny played Zach Bivens round 2. And the way that they ended up finding out that he was cheating was inside of this hand that he had when he was going against Zach Bivens. He was playing Little Johns. So someone was just kind of curious enough, and some of the digging is actually fairly impressive. They went and found his deck list. And in his deck list, as we can see on screen, there are no Little Johns.
Hmm. But Little
So
John's is pretty good against the blue green.
So they did a little bit more investigating, and they had found out that Nathaniel Shanigans ended up switching out cards depending on who he was going against. He would find out the matchups that he was going against, and he would swap out cards before the match. Extremely shame on you, Nathaniel Shaney. Shame on you. Very impressive, but very just super just it really is crazy, man. Um, the things that
They
people
get away
just
with
do.
this.
Yeah, it's crazy. And as well, I just love to get into the XT. I definitely like watching people doing this. And Charlton does make a really good point. He says improper deck list would be a DQ in so many other TCGs. I know that I had one time where I filled out a deck list for Magic, and I put 3 of one card instead of 4. That means that my deck count, when you counted it, was 59 cards and not 60. I definitely got a game loss because my deck list was improperly filled out. I also think that, again, we need to. Ravensburg really does need to have more of a like firm hand when it comes down to this kind of behavior. Truthfully, I just think that it is just
Yeah,
crazy.
definitely when you know it's malicious.
Absolutely. I will say this, no names. I think we will not do any of the names, but I will say that I'm pretty sure I watched somebody sitting by themselves at a DLC, Richmond to be exact, And I'm pretty sure I saw him taking out cards and adding other cards. And I'm pretty sure he was still in the tournament and it was day 2. I won't say any names because I don't have any real proof that he was doing so. For all I know, he could use the excuse that he was swapping out his sleeves. But it was very sketchy. It was one of those, I think me and you both, we walked, it was me, you, and Brandon. We had walked right by him. He was sitting by his lonely lonesome of this person to do that. I was very surprised to see him by his lonesomeness self. But it was just very sketchy. We sat down maybe 3 or 4 chairs, and this guy, I mean, immediately stood right up, grabbed his stuff, and walked away. So it was just very peculiar, is all I'm saying. Very suspicious. But another thing that had actually had happened over the past week end was the Disney Lorcana Challenge 2026 Spring Tokyo. This was set 7. The reason why I wanted to actually bring this up is I wanted to get a little bit of your input and see if you are surprised as to everything that had won. As you can see, the top 4 deck lists are 3 red blues and a amber steel. Are you surprised?
Feels bad for the Amber Steel player. No, I'm definitely not surprised. I think this deck completely took over the meta whenever it came out. You have the item build, and then you have DKP's lists that were just running rampant, and sometimes even just straight up aggro does not get underneath it if it's able to find its shift Sisu line.
I mean, they were even teching for this. They played the first place list played Poisoned Apple. This
I
thing
mean,
said if
hey,
it's a princess character is chosen, banish her instead. He wasn't playing any games. He said we're going straight
get
for the
Tiana
head.
off the board.
Oh my gosh! I mean, he was not playing any games. They. I mean, wow. It is. It makes you wonder, or it makes me wonder at least when you're talking about the Infinity. I'm super big into Infinity right now. I want to play it as much as I can. I definitely do like to play core, but I keep running into the same question as to like why am I playing this? Other than the fact that locals and my friends and being able to be part of the community still, set champs are going on, so that is something that we can do. There's no reason really to play set championships unless you're actually going for the mats. Um, but it really does make you wonder when you're talking about Infinity if is red blue actually going to be what's just dominating that format, or is it going to be blue steel items? I think that is the real question. I think those are the 3 top deck contenders: is red blue, blue steel items, and amber steel. I
Yeah,
think
I think if you're looking for a deck, you got to have an answer for the blue decks. I think that's what Amber Steel tries to do, and sometimes it gets underneath. And like I said, if they find the answers, there's not too much you can do.
well, here's a question for you. If when you bring up into that conversation of red blue, blue steel, amber steel, where would you end up putting emerald steel? Is that in the
Uh,
conversation?
it's hard. I think Emerald Steel was really set forward as its limelight. There's just so many more answers as the sets progressed. But I think Emerald Steel always has a spot in Infinity. It has a lot of answers. If Diablo gets unchecked, it's and they get the Prince Shaman line. There's not too much you can do.
I always felt really good if I was playing red blue, and the only reason why I felt more comfortable going against emerald steel was because if I was able just to play in the mindset of okay, they're gonna make me discard my hand. If I can just ramp out my hand, get to like 8 ink or 7 ink, I'm already where I want to be because if I rip the be prepared or I rip a big Sisu, the whole game changes. I mean, even if
Oh
you have
yeah,
like double Prince John, Ursula, Diablos, you might have a lot of the cards. You might be able to get rid of it, but it's the fact that most of the cards that they might be holding are just songs to kill other cards like Strength and Let the Storm Rage On, and maybe Along Came Zeus, but they might use that just to kill the big Sisu if that's what I played. But now they're just sitting with no characters on the board and a bunch of songs that strength doesn't do anything anymore. Let Storm Rage on at that point in the game. If I'm just ripping Automato and slamming it down, is not killing it. So it was kind of curious in that conversation. I am really excited to see what is going to be played. If I as an Emerald Steel player, the one deck that I just never really wanted to see was actual the red purple. And the reason why I didn't want to see red purple was just because if they were playing, let's see if he was boom right there. It's Peter Pan Shadow Finder is the actual card that I just didn't I hated. Even if he had Brawl, I had 2 turns to figure out how to get rid of that card. And if I had the Pete in my hand to be able to stop the actions, Peter Pan Shadowfinder was the only card that I was like, ugh, man, I can never turn this Diablo sideways. They're gonna kill it. And yeah, you just lose the momentum if you can't draw cards off of Diablo. So this was the deck I would have preferred never to have seen playing that again with Pegasus and you know Peter Pan's
No Flynn
genies.
Rider, so that was also another good tech card in red purple to get past the blue decks.
Yeah, yeah. Glad to actually see Red Purple actually made the top 8 as well. Moving down,
Love to see it.
ooh, this is what I like to see. I love this is the deck that I just can't get enough of. This has the spot in my heart, man. This is the deck that
Banishing cards and bouncing
if
cards.
you play
Just
against
get them
this,
out of your hand.
you hope that they brick so hard because if the deck does what it's supposed to do, it is just not fun for you absolutely at all. But I saw 2 of them, and I like this one's name over everything. Hand Destruction. What a name!
That's
What a
a
name to
that's
pull.
a Yu-Gi-Oh throwback.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Draw and discard 2 cards. Oh my gosh. Hand Destruction. What a crazy name for the deck. This is another deck that I actually see a lot of people bringing up right now in the conversation as well is green purple. And I think
Yeah, I
Dumbo,
mean, get the draw and the discard effects. It definitely matters a lot.
as well as just having evasives as well. Evasives sometimes is just kind of annoying to deal with if you don't have the evasive answer. And all they're doing is just putting out multiple ones, 3, 4 on the board. You just got like land characters. They can't reach them. That's actually pretty good. Definitely, it just makes me super excited again, thinking of just playing Infinity.
Yeah, I'm sure we could do like an Infinity Day, getting closer to the DLC, our decks, and what we think is going to be prevalent in the meta at the time. Especially since I think we have 2 sets until then.
It is a lot of sets that come at that point. I will say, going on right now for the next week or two, we will be uploading quite a few videos of gameplay, and most of them are almost all going to be Infinity for quite some time. I want to see if we can get maybe about 4 or 5 different episodes out. That's going to be, again, strictly Infinity, being able to test play red, blue into blue, steel to see which one really is better in the matchups and seeing, which one takes the cake. Because if you, again, going into these events, if you're going to be playing a sea of red blue or blue steel, which one would you rather be on? I think the one that's going to be able to blow up the board is like the most prominent one that you would want versus the one that's going to do single targets, and then you're trying to get your guys out, and then when you finally establish a board, be prepared just kind of just resets the board. And being a red blue player, I guess you don't even have to really contribute too much to the board if you're just going to be playing for the dime play. um, so it's definitely something to think about. Same thing with Amber Steel. I am very curious to see how much the Aurora into Ariel into Pete seeing a whole new world, and then just kind of Pete locking you out of the game if it's faster now. I know that we played quite a few games when we went down this past weekend. Me and you played a couple of games, and I will say that I think Amber Steel is actually faster than what it was previously. And again, it has a lot to do with
Yeah,
Aurora.
and the Peaks. I mean, the Peaks are what win the games, honestly.
Absolutely. And I think it happens a lot faster now because when set 7 and 8 were a thing, um, you were playing like Robin Hoods. You wanted to play Robin Hood, shift Robin Hood, sing a whole new world. Now it's like, man, just play Aurora, quest with Aurora, put your queen out and put another dude out, and then shift your queen next turn, seeing you still have Aurora to be able to consistently lower down the ink cost and just be able to actually put even more people out. So it doesn't matter if you're questing for two or one, I should say, for each body. It's just if you have 7 people on board, it's 7 lore represented regardless. So I'm really excited to do some test playing. Want to see which decks come up on top, which ones we can actually kind of create right now, what is good, what isn't good, being able to get ahead of the curve versus waiting a little bit more to build at that time. Again, we have 2 sets coming out, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be some things that we might be able to add in, some new spice. I've seen a lot of the Amber Seals also bringing in Beyond the Horizon, because that's also kind of crazy to go a whole new world and then beyond your opponent. I mean,
Discard their hand. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
again, super strong stuff. So I really am excited to see what ends up happening here till Indy. Which, again, I bought my ticket for my plane ride already over there. I'm already ahead
Doesn't
of the
have the ticket
curve.
to the DLC. Already has the plane ticket. That's
I,
dedication.
I'm telling you, I'm that much more ecstatic about what's going to be happening here in the future. And also too, if I like to think of it as a big brain move. If I got my ticket now, the cost, no kidding, it was like $100 for the plane ticket, and I was like, this is outrageous if I book it now. Like, holy cow, that's only. I mean, I'm used to seeing like $400 or $500 a ticket. It makes you want to drive at that point whenever you start seeing the amount of money that you have to spend just to get to these events.
Buy it
Uh,
early.
I will not. Again, this is not financial advice, but flights are pretty cheap. As well as, again, if you want to buy anything Infinity, I think honestly you have about maybe another week or two. I actually think for the amount of information that people are giving others right now about Infinity, and they're trying to hype this thing up for Indy, I just can't see how the prices aren't going to skyrocket. We looked up Sisu. Sisus are like $2. What is going on here?
Legendary, best card in the game.
What
That
is going on
wipes
here?
the board.
Even if you were to buy it right now and just sit on it, and then if you do end up going to Indy and selling those cards, there's no way that they're going to be worth $2. You know what I mean? Ariels, Cinderellas. Like we were saying previously, we had seen that the Super Goof is going to be potentially reprinted as an Enchanted. It's $30 right now, $30 to $40. It's just more of a big brain mathematical. It just all makes sense in my head. Why not be a little bit more ahead of the curve? But at the end of the day, maybe we're wrong, and
No Sisus make top 8.
yeah, uh, hey, Tamatoas as well. Tamatoas are like $20. Maui Sharks are like $20. It it just doesn't make sense in my head. But we never know. We don't know what Infinity's going to bring for us. Maybe it's going to be one of those $20 decks, green, purple, burn, or maybe a yellow, purple, just aggro. Like playing
I hope
Lilo's
so.
Maleficence, Gathering Knowledges. It would be absolutely cringe. But, alrighty. We have gotten to the end. This is going to be the farewell.
We have a little surprise for everybody at the end,
Absolutely, if you wanted
and I
to
hope they
stay
enjoy
tuned.
it.
Again, thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a great weekend. I hope everyone wins their set champs.
Again, and if you can, send us some pictures. We'd love to be able to show them off here on stream. Again, until next time.
Bye, everybody.